Don't forget the Prime shirt from 9line Apparel is only available for a few more days. The link is in the top of the description and in the pinned comment. Make sure you pick it up today. Now on to the video. Transformers number 19. This is a little different because it appears to be somewhat of an origin story of Megatron. But look at this cover. Got the Sharkticons from like the 1986 movie in there. Let's get into it. The issue begins with Megatron not knowing where he's at. It's like, why am I here? And you hear a voice saying, don't worry about that. You've been chosen for true glory and true power. And of course, in Megatron fashion, he doesn't like it. No one tells him what to do. He's his own boss. He'll be a slave to no one. So he's immediately saying, how dare you capture me? You know, and it looks like we have Quintessons here saying, we succeeded in capturing you. There ain't nothing you could do. Megatron goes into full attack mode. Nothing happens. And then you see this little picture. It looks like the Matrix, you know, a little bit. But we'll see. This is called the Trial of Megatron. Desimir the Quintesson is like, hey, don't waste your energon. You got to go to this trial. So they take him out to this big open area. And Megatron's still like, I demand answers. What in the world am I doing here? What is happening? Immediately the doors open and in comes the Sharkatons from the movie. My goodness, just like the movie. And Megatron's like, yeah, you think this scares me? I'm freaking Megatron. Like, do you know who you're talking to here? I'm freaking Megatron. He just blasts them oblivion, fighting them, just taking them down. And he immediately goes after the Quintessons. He's just like, man, you guys are cowards up there hiding from yourself. And he keeps shooting them, trying to knock them down, trying to blast them. Then Megatron gets electrocuted and you can see like the Sharkticons like get the upper hand, but not for long. Megatron just starts blasting them. And look at this shot here. Megatron's got his foot up and he's just conquered all of them. Now it's on to part 2. Well, Megatron being Megatron's like, if you won't come down to my level, I will force you down. And then he transforms in his tank mode. He starts shooting the platform and they tell him, you know, your alternate mode is impressive, but you could be so much more like me. And then he turns into this giant dragon. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But that's who Megatron has to fight. And it didn't take long because Megatron just gets flattened and destroyed. And then you hear a voice saying, again, Megatron wakes up and he's like, what is going on? And you can see where it says the second trial. They say, failure is not an option. You heard me. Prepare yourself for battle. Out comes the Sharkticons again. And so Megatron is fighting. You can see this awesome scene where he screams like, no, you know? And he's like, you're going to return me to my home. He's just defiant to the end. And they're like, continue the fight. Then comes this dragon. They're like, prove yourself. And nope, Megatron dies again. And you could see this repeats. This says the third trial. Well, again, the 10th trial. Gets to the dinosaur, the dragon, excuse me, dies again. They're like, again. The 300th trial, the 400th trial. Megatron is trying everything. Here's a shot of his head being popped off, you know? And he's like, please, every time it's the same nightmare. The 500th trial, he goes, I just can't go on. How many times has it been? And they said, not enough. He's like, what do you mean? This is not only a trial, it's a lesson. My master has asked me to show you how small you really are. Well, that triggers Megatron again. He's like, man, I'm not small. Go through the trial. He gets smacked again. And you can just see Megatron failing and failing and failing until finally you see a voice that says, stop. He says, what? My master has come. You declare your trial is finished. Megatron's like, I don't know, man. He's like, he doesn't know what to say. He can barely talk. He just says like, He goes, this allowed us to enslave you, to keep you here. This Matrix is the dark equal to the ones of the Prime. So if you know, like Optimus Prime, he's a Prime. He has the Matrix inside of him that gives him wisdom from the ancestors. Well, apparently in this Transformers world, there's an evil one that does the same thing. So they open it up, they blast Megatron, and you can see him screaming, you know? And he's just like, you're going to be more powerful than you ever could imagine. A form that will allow you to control others, whomever it uses. And he looks down and says, congratulations on your new gift. And there's the gun. Megatron transforms into his gun mode. A voice from above says, pick it up. The Quintesson's like, but my master, I don't want to touch it. See, now this goes back to the Starscream origin. When Megatron was like, I'm going to transform my gun mode and I need you to hold it. And it seems like that possessed Starscream and just drove him into madness. And that is why he is the way he is. Just crazy. And it's all because of this power that Megatron has. Well, the voice from above asked him to pick up the gun mode. And as soon as he picks it up, Megatron knows that he can control this guy. He's like, Megatron, no, not my body, not my precious. And Megatron says, how does it feel to be a slave now that the tables have turned? Pulls the trigger and that dragon just explodes into nothing. The next page says, this was not only a trial, it was a lesson. And when you first came to me, you were nothing, but no more. With this new power, you can finally take control. You could finally lead Cybertron to a new glorious dawn. You can see at the end here, there's Starscream holding the gun of Megatron. And that is the end of this issue. So we got a little origin of Megatron and the power that he has. And maybe this is why Optimus Prime is dealing with stuff, because he's got a piece of Megatron attached to him. But look at these awesome covers that we have here. I always love showing off the covers. That if there's any particular one that you love, that you want to pick up. Sadly, no Starscream cover, but a lot of Megatron. And hopefully in the next issue, we get to the fight. We're waiting for that Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Thank you guys for watching these videos. I know they don't get the views that the other videos used to get, but I really love making them. And for those that are enjoying them, just let me know in the comment section below. Jay, I'm enjoying them. Just that's the secret word. Jay, I'm enjoying them. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It was hard to change the channel over all those years of Star Wars. I'm not in the Transformers algorithm yet. It could take another month or two. But for those that have been subscribed and that are enjoying this, thank you. And those that are like, this isn't for me, I'm going to go somewhere else. I totally get it. I totally understand. But here we are. Until the next one.